Yo, what's up food fanatics, and welcome to another video. I'm hungry, I'm still in Istanbul and I want to eat. Let's roll. Okay, now many of you guys have asked me to go back to the first place, the Lokantasi, where I had a variety of dishes. Many of you guys have asked me to go back, sample some of the other dishes, and that's what we're going to be doing today. We're gonna be ordering a bunch of different dishes, some rice, soups, everything like that. Gonna take it home, gonna taste it, and gonna let you know what local Turkish food is gonna taste like. Boom, got the food. I think I over ordered. I always order for one person, and look how much I got. I'm just gonna rock up home. It's a nice sunny warm day in Istanbul. I've got 1 week left. It's gonna be pretty fun, trying to wrap up as many videos as I can. Mask is falling off, so let's go home. Let's unwrap this. Let me show you what we're gonna be eating, and let's start digging in, guys. I'm starving.
A few moments later.
You know, there's nothing worse than that moment when you're walking home and you're holding the food and you're starving and you just want to eat and you cannot wait until you get home. I hate that waiting. What about you guys? Well, hello there. Welcome again to my desk, to my home. Got the food. There's like, look at all these containers. There's actually quite a bit. A little bit scary. I don't want to overdo it. I am warm. I have a place to sit. I'm about to show you the food. Let's begin. First thing, what do we've got? Oh, we've got, look at this. Can you guess what this is? I'm sure you can. Then let me open up. We've got another container. Hint, hint about the previous item. Look what it has. Yeah, it's got a lemon. Bunch of cutlery. What is this? Oh, look at these. Look how they fill their container. It's warm. Oh my God, I love it's warm. Oh shit, we've got a couple more items. Boom, look at this. Another one. Okay, this is actually a bit too much, I think. Do you guys like the beanie? I'm gonna film like this. My head is bald. It's cold, as you guys know. And I figured let me keep it on for this video. Let's see, you know, how does hipster Sam look? Let me know down below if you guys like that look or not. Then lastly, oh man, what the hell is this? We've got this giant container. So, let me show you a quick look here what this all looks like. So we've got all of this, and I am gonna drop a B-roll on you in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, everyone, now that I showed you what I've ordered, let me specifically introduce you to the food. First up, what we've got here is a soup. It's specifically a lentil soup. Then over here, we've got this, epic looking dish that has some potatoes, eggplants, veg. I think there's a bit of meat in there, topped off with some, really well grilled cheese. Then what we've got here is some green beans, potatoes, eggplants, peas, and in some kind of oily sauce. Over here we've got the kofte, which is Turkish grilled meat with some potatoes on the side, and I think that even looks like a French fry, I don't know. And then we've got some rice, and it's absolutely glowing. It's so shiny with the lemon, but the lemon is for the soup. So without further ado, let me get this spoon and fork and let's dig in. I'm starving. Okay, let me take this off. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm ready to dig in. I'm starving. It's getting a little too warm. So let me show you. First thing we've got here is this soup. Very good portion of it. Very runny. A little bit thick, if you guys can see. Looks freaking so tasty. I want to take in a good spoonful. Oh, it's so warm. So aromatic, smells sour, smells a little bit lemony. I'm not gonna throw in, this lemon that I have here, not yet. I just wanna see how this is first. It looks like it's got some veggie in it. Let me take in that first bite. I'm gonna get a nice good bite. I'm done mixing it. Let's go. Wow, yeah. Tasty. It's a lentil soup, a little bit spicy. You can see some of the red pepper flakes in there. On top of that, because it's a lentil soup, they've squeezed some lemon into it, I think already, so it has a bit of that soury ting to it. It's very tasty. It's very good. Warm, very flavorful, to be quite honest. A really nice, soup for a cold winter day in Istanbul. Let me go in here for just another sip of it. So good. You can taste a lot of the different spices. There's some black pepper in there. I think there's a little bit of cumin. I can see some parsley flakes in there. Super tasty. And a lot of lentil. The lentil taste is very strong in it. It is sour. I'm gonna squeeze just a little bit of this here. Oh my god, I'm squirting in my eye.
That's what she said.
Okay, let's take in another, sip of this. If you love sour soups, very flavorful, very natural taste. It doesn't taste creamy. It tastes like a veg soup. Very strong taste of lentils. Sour, a little bit of a spice kick to it, so you can season it with a bit more red pepper flakes if you want it extra spicy. So good. Hits the spot. The perfect way to start off this meal. Let's move on to the next thing, because I want actual food that's gonna fill my stomach. Okay, next up, I've got this, let me see if I can show you this green bean dish. I can't tilt it exactly or else it's just gonna tip over onto my table. It's this green bean dish filled with some eggplants. It's got some, I think, a piece of potato in there, some meat from the looks of it. As well, it's got some peas. So it's just this mixture of different flavors in one thing. So let's start digging in. Okay, so I'm just gonna get a nice good chunk of these green beans with the eggplant, with I think that's a piece of potato. So we've got a nice little big bite. I'm gonna go in solo for this one. I don't want the rice. I want to taste what, on its own, this is gonna be like. Yummy. It's very good. Very veg based. The vegetables are really well cooked. They have a strong taste. You are tasting a lot of the eggplant. You're tasting a lot of the green beans. I didn't really taste the peas. It has a bit of that oily taste to it because this dish is kind of full of like that tomato sauce and the oil all mixed together, and the veg are cooked in that. That's a very common thing in Turkey. You can taste that they've added some onions to it, some black pepper. Absolutely delicious. Very light. It's not that oily and it doesn't feel that heavy, but maybe that's because it's just the first bite I've taken. But it's very tasty, and it feels quite healthy because it is vegetables despite some of the oil. So I want to dig into my next bite, but for the next one I'm gonna get a bit of rice. Okay, next bite, I'm gonna get a nice big spoon of rice, and then I'm just gonna dip it into you know, the bowl of the veg. It's gonna be loaded by all means, and then it's gonna be so yummy. It's gonna be so heavy. It's gonna be so full. It's very aromatic. I've got like 5 different veg on there. Let's stop talking and let's take that big bite. Whoa, delicious. Let me start off with the rice. It's very well cooked, and I don't know if you guys can see, but it's very shiny rice, and the sun is shining on my face and the rice is shiny on its own. But this rice is very shiny, and if you take a very close-up look here, what they like to do in Turkey with the rice is they add a bit of ghee and a bit of butter to it when they're cooking it. That way it gives it a sweetness to it. It gives it that extra flavor. It makes it a bit heavier, but it's very tasty. Then on top of that, when I took the bite with all the veg that you guys can see here, you taste all the different veg with every bite that you are chewing. Basically, in the first time I'm chewing it, I'm tasting some of the eggplants, and then I crunch up some of the green beans, and then you get some of that onion. And then what's really great is because this thing is so saucy, it's got like that tomato sauce with the oil. What's really good is because we have a lot of this rice, it absorbs a lot of that sauce, and then it just in your mouth, it spreads that flavor across your tongue. It's really good. The veg is not very salty, but it is seasoned with black pepper, and I think maybe some other stuff like cumin, and just a tad bit. You don't really taste a strong taste. But the most important thing is when you're having this, what you are tasting most of the time is all that veg. Look at it. Look how much there is. And it's got a lot of oil. So absolutely delicious bite. I'm gonna go for another one here, and let's see what it's gonna be like. Yeah, so in my next bite, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab a bunch of the rice. I wanna try to get a big bite. I'm not sure if there's any meat in this, but take a look at this. I wanna get a bit of the juices. So I've got a very, very big bite here that you guys can see in front of me. It's got a piece of potato. It's got some rice, some green beans, eggplants. We've got a couple of small pieces of pea that you see here at the front, and I'm ready to take in that delicious, massive second bite. Let's go. So good. Very easy to chew. The veggies are so well cooked. It almost just melts in your mouth. It's loaded with veg, as you guys can see here. Like, look at this. It's absolutely stuffed. There's all kinds of veg. They didn't skimp out on it. You taste the rice because it's starchy. It absorbs that oil, that tomato sauce base to it. So that right off the bat will make the rice taste so much better. And then you've got, you know, the eggplant. It's so well cooked. But then even you start to taste the peas, a little crunch to them. And with the onions, with the green beans, there's so much flavor. And then we've got here, like, I think what is a piece of potato. Which just gives it that different element to it. And then we've got, I think, some, we also have like, we've got some green peppers. So not just green beans, but also green peppers that you guys can see here that are cooked up, that are thrown in there. And it's such a unique and flavorful combination of like 5 different veg with the oil and with, you know, the spices they sprinkle on, that it just knocks you in the face with taste. God damn, I love Turkey and all their food. Let's go into the next dish. Okay, next bite. I'm really excited to this because I want something meaty. We've had the soup, we've had, you know, the little veg stew concoction, whatever you want to call it. The next one is gonna be kofte with some potatoes, and I'm gonna have it with a bit of the rice. And they've generously given me so much kofte here. And kofte, in case you don't know, it's just kind of like a type of grilled meat that's seasoned with like parsley, some other spices here in Turkey. So I'm just gonna take it, and what I wanna do is I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna dip it in a bit of that sauce, and I'm gonna grab a bit of rice. You know, I want a nice, you know, bite that is saucy, that is ricey. It's got a bit of like, you know, that broth from it, and you guys can see it here. Oh, and you guys can see this gigantic bite. I'm ready to go in. I'm ready to go in. Wow. Oh, wow. It's so good. The meat is so juicy because of that tomato sauce, because a bit of that oil, it's been marinating in it. So even after it's been cooked, it's just sitting there absorbing, and this sauce is just sort of kind of going through, penetrating, filtering through the meat. It makes it so juicy with that tomato flavor to it. Then you add in a bit of that sauce and that rice. It turns out amazing. It's so simple, just meat, a bit of that tomato sauce with the meat, and a bit of rice. It gives it an amazing flavor, and the meat itself is seasoned obviously with some parsley, some black pepper, maybe some cumin, I guess some other Turkish spices as well. It makes it so delicious and unique. I want to go in for my second bite, and for that one I want a bit of that potato. There's some French fries, there's a nice chunk of potato. That's what I want to go in for. I want to see what it tastes like with that, with the rice. I feel like it's gonna be amazing. I've got myself a very nice meaty ricey bite. You guys can see it here. It's got that French fries, it's got that kofte, it's got a bit of rice in it. I'm ready to eat it. It's better than the first one. I love the starchiness of the French fries because they've thrown it into the sauce of the meat. It absorbs it, so it's a very wet French fry, very delicious, very tasty, very tomatoey. And as you guys know, fries with meat goes really well. Potatoes and meat, like we all know, that's the staple of, you know, European cuisines. It's so delicious, and there's something about having it with potato that brings out a lot of the flavor of the meat. It gives it that whole different complexion and perspective to this dish, that it is tastier than the first bite, always. That's the thing in Turkey. The second bite is always tastier than the first bite. That's how it goes. I'm gonna keep digging in. It's so meaty. It's so juicy. It's so tomatoey. It is so savory, not spicy, full of flavor, a little bit oily. The meat, you taste it with every bite because it's been soaked and marinated with all these juices. And then you have, look at this, it's still dripping. And you have the potato that's absorbed a lot of the flavor, that's been cooked in this flavor. And then with the rice, that starch from the rice with the starchiness of the potato, with all that flavor that comes out of the meat. Heaven. Let's go into the next bite, guys. Now my next bite, I don't know what to make of it. The dish looks odd and strange, and it's got like 60 different components to it. But before I introduce you to it, do me a favor. If you're enjoying this video, it's still a baby channel. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below saying, Sam, that's my name by the way, Sam, stop talking. We want to see you eat. I want to look at the food. I don't want to hear you talk. And let's continue with the video. Now, what we have here is this thing. I don't know what to make of it. So here's the deal. You see this? This is the cheese. I see some green stuff in it. I'm not gonna poke at the food, but I see some green stuff. You see this greens here over here? I think that's spinach. And then let me take the camera here. Let me flip and let me show you a few things. I want to dig into this dish with you guys and let's see what we can analyze. So the first thing over here, it seems like we've got some potato. I think that's potato or chicken, I can't tell. And then we've got eggplants and you guys see a bit of the pea. And then over here, this looks like a piece of cheese with spinach. I don't know what's under. I want to dig in. Oh, let me lift. Oh, wow. Okay. So what we've got here that you guys can see, so we've got spinach at the top. It looks really like a thick layer of cheese with spinach. And then at the bottom, we've got a bit of eggplants. So now I brought my handy metal fork and knife, and I want to kind of just like dig into this. I feel like it's needed. It's actually so hard to cut through. So this layer of cheese, you guys can see how well toasted it is and how well prepared, and it's very thick. It seems very creamy. And then let me just move this over to the side and let me put this over here. Now let's sort of dig in. Let's see what's in this. So once you take this off, take a look at this. Look what we've got over here. We've got a bit of meat. We've got some eggplants. We've got what looks like, to be honest, like melted sort of cheesy sauce. We've got some spinach, and then we've got the burnt cheese at the top. This is such an intricate dish. It's such a complicated dish. It's like nothing I've seen before. And then over here, we've got a bit more meat. We've got what looks like, chunks of potatoes, and then a bit more of the eggplant, and it's loaded. And then look at that meat. It looks so juicy. It looks so red, so tender. I'm ready to freaking dig in here. I can't wait to take that first bite. So for the first bite, I'm gonna try to do it on camera here. I'm gonna get in a bit of that cheese. I'm just gonna take the first bite with some cheese, some eggplants that you guys can see, and then some of the spinach as well. You can see like that layer of cheese, and also we've got a bit of meat here at the bottom of it, some eggplant. Guys, I'm serious, this is the first time I try something like this. Let's see how it is. Wow. I'm speechless. This is, I think, one of the best things I've had so far here in Turkey. Let me tell you why. It's very creamy from that cheese sauce that they've made with it. You taste the spinach, but cheese and a bit of that cream goes so well with the eggplant. And then the meat, it's so juicy and tender. It almost just melts in your mouth, and it gives it that chewiness texture to it that's really good. But the eggplant, you know, with the cream cheese that you guys are looking at here, this just dissolves in your mouth, and it's filled with the spinach, which just gives it a little hint of that taste. I'm shocked. This is so freaking good. It is, oh my God, it's delicious. So for my second bite, I'm just gonna get in a bit of that veg that's on the side here. And what I actually wanna do is I wanna have it with a bit of rice. So I'm just gonna get in some of that veg, a bit of that rice. Let's put them together. Oh wow, this thing is also loaded. So we've got a bit of eggplant, meat, we've got some rice, we've got some potatoes. It's looking so yummy. We've got a lot of that broth. Wow. So good. It's so tasty. It's chewy from those beef cubes. Very well cooked. It's very simple. They've just added some black pepper to it. It's a little bit oily from it. And then you've got all these different vegetables, such as the eggplants, the peas, that are so well cooked, and they're all cooked together. So their juices and the water from all these vegetables have mixed together with the oil, and that flavor has spread throughout the dish. So with every bite, you're getting flavors from everything, and then you're getting a lot of eggplants, you're getting a lot of peas, and then on top of that there is, I think, like little chunks of potatoes. So it's actually really good. These bites are absolutely freaking loaded. I want to go in for another one here. It feels so healthy. I'm absolutely crazy about this dish. I think this is my favorite thing that I've had today. And let me tell you why. What I love about it is, like, look at these bites. It's such a complicated dish that's filled with many different things. We've got the cheeses, and we've got, you know, some of the spinach, the eggplant, we've got the meat. It's such a complex dish, and with every bite you're getting different flavors. It has some potatoes, it has, you know, the peas, it's got, you know, the eggplants, and I'm sure there's even some other stuff I haven't even noticed. But what I love about it, what I'm absolutely crazy about, is this like freaking layer of cheese that we're looking at here. It's this layer of cheese. This makes the dish, and the like creamy thick cheese sauce that's under it gives it a flavor that, in all honesty, I have never had this in another dish. I've never had this in the Middle East. I've never had anything like this in Southeast Asia, that's for sure. They suck with cheeses. Never had anything like this even in the rest of Europe, where they're making all kinds of like sauce blanche and creamy sauces in Budapest and Prague and France. It's like nothing is compared to this. This is such a unique and flavorful combination that I have never seen anywhere else. And they put meat and potatoes and cheese in it and eggplants. What other cuisine knows how to make something like this work? This takes skill, and in my opinion, this should be the staple dish of Turkey. This should be the freaking national dish, because it highlights how talented they are culinarily, how they can mix all these flavors, and it makes them stand out from any other competitor on this planet. And on that note, I think I should end the video. Once in a while, you get a dish that you're eating it, and you don't want to eat anything afterwards. You want to end your meal on that dish. That's how good this was, guys. That's how good this was, my fanatics. When you are in Turkey, please step into a Lokantasi. I don't know why I sound Espanol, even though it's Turkish. Step into a Lokantasi. Look at something similar to this with cheese, spinach, some eggplants under. Please order it. Please, I'm begging you. Order it, message me on YouTube, I'll pay you. I'll send you a PayPal amount for ordering this, because this was absolutely delicious. It was my freaking favorite dish of the day, and I want to end the video on that note because I don't want to taste anything else. Don't get me wrong. The food was absolutely fantastic. Everything I've had, from the kofte to the green beans to the rice to the Corba soup, like the lentil soup, it was all so good. But this thing beats them all. And the saddest part, I don't know what it's called. I really don't. I kind of want to look it up, because anytime from now on I meet anyone in the world going to Turkey, I'm going to tell them they need to get this, because that was delicious. I hope you guys loved the rant today about this dish. So do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and stay tuned for the next videos. I'm only getting started. I'm getting more passionate about food. I'm getting crazier about food. And I'm only gonna be traveling more for the sake of food. I upload every Monday, every Thursday. Be sure to stay tuned. Stay hungry, my food fanatics. And please, come to Turkey and eat this. Until the next video, see you later.